Okay, so that is the concept for BU. Sorry, business unit. BU linked with your legal entity. Legal entity we have linked with your general ledger, right? Okay, so let me check it once. I'm sharing it, right? Okay, so let us check for this. Okay, so I said it's payables. So here you are able to see the payables screen, right? So pay this invoice for creating an invoice. After you are getting your gifts, you will get one paper, how many you got it, right? So I said it's like 100 liter, 50 liter, 50, 25 liter. So this is a Asian paint, this is some other paint, this is a Nippon paint, and this is different color. So this, they will record something in your paper, right? So the name you are, whatever you are buying, so they will record and give you the paper, right? That paper is called as the invoice paper. For that invoice, you are checking the amount. So quotation is like first you are analyzing it. So they will give a quotation. Okay. After you are buying the goods, they will give you the invoice. Bill you are getting it, right? So quotation is like just they will note it out in one paper and they will give it to you. If you are saying the invoice, you will get the GST number and everything you will get it, right? That is after you bought the product from the respective suppliers. Okay, so invoice, for that invoice you are making a payment. That means for 1000 this many liters I got it from my paint company, so I have to pay. So how we are paying? Through payment screen you are paying that respective invoice. Okay, so if you are checking, let me just open the invoice screen. So here the invoice also we have two different types. Sorry, invoice we have two different types. One is like a non-PO, another one is a PO. Okay, so you know what's the difference is PO and non-PO, right? What is the difference? Any idea? Exactly. So normally we have a invoice level. We have a two different types. One is a non-PO, another one is a PO. Okay, that means our SEM people with the PO, that means whatever I am buying it, right? For that buying it, I am creating an invoice. That is a PO invoices. Another one is a non-PO invoices. Non-PO invoices in the sense, whatever you are giving some service. So if you say I want to clean this room, okay, you want to clean this room, you are not buying anything, you are calling another customer care or whatever maybe they have many apps, right? So for cleaning people and getting they are coming and they are doing a service and they are going back. For that you are not buying anything, you are getting a service from them, right? You are getting a service, for that service you are paying it. Say the sweeper is every month they are coming, you are paying now 400 or 500 rupees per month, right? So for it's like for cleaning your car, for cleaning your bike monthly, one guy is coming and cleaning it, right? For them you are paying it, right? You are doing a service, for that service you are just paying it. That is non-PO. Okay. PO means you are buying something from SCM and for that buying you are paying. That means for this laptop or something, I am getting all the parts and doing manufacturing and selling it, right? That is kind of thing is called as a PO. Okay. So you are clear with PO and non-PO, right? So let us check. Let us check what exactly it is there in the manage create invoice page. Okay. I told you, right? The business unit is a matter. Yes. For your legal entity, okay. So we have already linked with your business unit to legal entity. So legal entity automatically linked with your ledger, right? So the BU is mandatory. Whatever may be the transaction you are doing it in EAP and ER. Okay. Let me check with the maybe it will go for the manager settlements. Okay. So in that we have a finance offering. Under the finance, we have a payables. So already we have done with your financial reporting center, what we have did, chart of account we have created, legal structure, legal entity address we have created, the general ledger, then we have created a ledger and we have linked the general ledger to the legal entity, right? So here we have one more setup which is called an organization structure, which is for creating your business unit. Okay, so business unit, before starting a business unit, okay, let me create on business unit. Okay, so in AP, okay, AP, whatever maybe in Fusion. So if you're creating a payment term, I told you the payment term 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So if I say I have a UK one business, UK I have one business unit. Okay, US I have one business unit, and Australia I have a business unit. Okay, so here I am using a net 30. Here I am using a net 20. Here I am using a net 10. That means 10 days later you can pay, 20 days later you can pay, 30 days later you can pay. So everything is a different one. Okay, there is a no common payment term between the business unit. If I say one of the payment term which is the immediate, so which is there in the all the place. Yes. That means you can create a payment term across your business unit and you are sharing the payment terms. Okay, just create only once and share the link to them. They can also use that payment term. Okay, this is called the reference data set. That means reference data set is used for sharing or restricting the data. Okay, if I'm creating a common term 10, okay, in the normally in Fusion we have common reference data set and enterprise. This, if you are creating with this one, okay, the common or enterprise, you can across the business unit you can utilize it. Okay, if the business UK, US, and Australia business unit using the same common set, that means one time you can create a payment term and you can use it in all over your business unit. Okay, that is the use of your reference set. Okay, so while creating a business unit, you will have the field as a default set, right? So I'm making as MA US1 VU. Okay. You can assign the manager also for your organization. That means here IQ stream, here Bangalore one branch is there, Hyderabad one branch is there, or some other place we have one branch. So each place we have one manager, right? So here Microsoft is a manager kind of thing for this Bangalore office. The same way Hyderabad office will have one manager. If they have a respective manager, you can assign the manager name. So it's not a mandatory field, just you can, if you want, you can do it. So this manager is part of for this business unit. Whatever may be the business organization happening, so this manager is responsible for it. Okay. So if I say here, if you are checking it, there are many sets they have created. So in the Oracle default, Fusion default one is there are the common set and the enterprise set. So that means this common set is across, it's common to all your business units. If you assign the business, what is this? What happens? Anything, all right. So I'm saving your Mahesh MAU as one business unit. I have created my business unit with your common reference set. If you want to create with separate reference set, you can create it. So if I say, if I create for UK, if I say for UK, US, I'm creating with a common business unit. Okay, that means I can use whatever may be common one, I can utilize it. If in UK, I'm creating with some other data set. I'm making as MA set. That means whatever is there in the MA set, what you can utilize in UK. Okay, whatever you are creating in the MA set, the other user not able to see what is exactly it is there. Because it is a restriction access for the reference data set. Okay, that is the use of the set here for the security. Okay, so I have created my business unit, right? So let us check our business unit here. What is our business unit name? We have started our business unit name with MA, right? So I am choosing. You created it. You created a test PO. Maybe someone is created with the same name as MA. So that means here you can assign it. That means what is the use of this function means. So for this BU, okay, what transaction he can do. Okay, if you are saying here the payable and payments, I'm able to create my payment and I'm able to create invoice with this business unit. Okay, the same way the for procurement we have one. So if you are giving access here, then only this business unit is doing this function. This business unit I have created. What function the business unit is doing? Either creating an invoice or managing a payment or procurement kind of thing. So if you are assigning all the values, then he can do all the functionality. This is for the functionality kind of thing. Which functionality this business unit can do? So if I select payable invoicing and payments, that means this business unit only can this business unit only can create a invoice and doing the payments. So other than that, this business unit will not don't have access. Okay, if I'm selecting all the things, so I'm giving a permission to this business unit to all the functions. Check for the receivables, projects. See, this is receivables. This is a requisition from where it will come. Direct requisition. Just now we have seen it. Before quotation. You are requesting something. Boss, I need this kind of thing. Can you give me the quotation? It's kind of requisition. Okay. So the ledger. Here you are linking your business unit to your ledger. See, I am just linking to my US and legal entity here. So for this US primary ledger, there is a legal entity here. So for this, I made US and business unit linked with legal entity, US and legal entity, and then linked with the primary ledger, US primary ledger. Whatever your transaction you are doing from the MA US one, so there will be a link between the US and legal entity and the US and ledger, primary ledger. So I click on save. So I given what this business unit can do, which function it has to do. Okay. After doing it, you have to the same way we have did it in general ledger, right? Giving access to data access. So the same way you have to give a data access to your respective user. Then only you are able to access. I am checking what are the business unit to have access. So here nothing is coming. Why it's nothing is coming? Any idea? That means we are not given a permission to this business unit to the user. So what we have to do is just we are going to the tools. This setups we already did, right? So in the security console is used for checking your roles and responsibility, right? So let us check what are the roles is required for your account payables. So here we given all the values we have given it, but we didn't given the payables. See, we have given as a general account. As part of the GL, we given access. So for the payable, we didn't provide anything. Any role we didn't provide it, right? So if you are checking what are the roles we have for the payable, okay? So the payable role is accounts payable. So if you are checking the accounts payable, they have three different roles. One is for account payable manager, account payable specialist, account payable specialist. Okay, these three roles you can assign to it. So specialist do manager, specialist, and supervisor. Okay, specialist means you can do anything. Manager means he cannot create an invoice, but he can manage overall the workflow and he can approve those kind of things. Okay, so I'm just going with account payable specialist. I'm giving a super duper role to him. Okay, click on OK, done. So as part of the I didn't select it. Accounts payable specialist I'm giving it. No, I didn't choose any, I guess. So I am giving a super duper role to him. Okay, so click on save. Done. So I given a super role to him. So he can now, he is able to go with an account payable. I given all access to him. So he is able to give, because we have a custom role from our end. That's the reason we already have the invoice print. Okay. So let us go to the setup and maintenance page. Setup and maintenance. Under the setup and maintenance, what is our offering is a finance. I'm going to organization structure view. So giving a data access set to the user. Okay. So this is my user. I'm going to give some access to. I'm just assigning the business unit to this user. Account payable specialist. See, here you are able to see only the business unit. In general ledger, we have ledgers, right? Ledgers you can assign to them. Data set you can assign to them. Right. In the general ledger, here you are able to see the business units. As part of account payables and receivables, it's business units. Okay. MA US1. So I have given a permission to this guy FAS01 student to that users. Right. For this user, I have given access to my payable specialist USB1, that business unit I have created, right? So that business unit I given access to that user. Here it's a very important thing is a common set. This manage set assignment. Assignment nothing but I told you the payment term, right? If you are checking the payment term, see, payable payment term, I assigned it as a common. That means whatever the common set having the payment term, I can use it. Okay. So if you here they have created a different set. So if you want to create with this set, only as part of that set, whatever it is created, it's like restricted for you. Right? That thing no one can able to see it. Only you have access. So if you are assigned with the UAE department set, I have access to this set and also I have access to the common set. Okay, common set user, they don't have access to the AE department sets. Okay. So as of now, I'm giving as a comment. This is the use of this assignments. Okay.
So these are all databases in any company.
Sorry.
For financial. If you are joining somewhere, means these are.
You have to do it, man. As per the business, we are defining it. They will say that only for UK. I don't want to share this set. So I have this set. This is applicable only for the US, or it's only applicable for UK. That time you can create a different set. Okay, because no one. It's like India people don't want that US tax. If they say for the tax or payments, but if they have some other setup for that, we are creating a payment term. Okay, they are saying that this payment term only applicable for US. It's not applicable for the India. So the India business unit doesn't require that one, right? So we can create separate business unit, separate the reference set, and we can assign it only for the US. Okay, instead of creating in the common. Okay, so click on save and close. So I'm done with my business unit. Okay. So if you are seeing here in the invoice screen, create an invoice screen, you are able to see business units, right? You are getting all the business unit. That means you have all the access to your business unit. So I'm my business unit. I didn't do any of the setups. Okay, that's the reason we are not getting it. What we have created currently, right? Because I didn't create any setups in payables for that our MA business unit. That's the reason here it is not coming in. Okay, let me check for setup and maintenance. Let me go and check for the payable. are all the tasks we have? Okay, here we have a manage permanent terms. I told you, right? What is the use of permanent terms?
Payment.
Immediate means you have to pay it now itself. End of the month is at the month end you can pay. That is not a matter. Net 30 means after 30 days payment you can do. 45 days after you can do the payment. 60 means 60 days after that, after buying a product you can pay. Let us create one more permanent term here. Okay, we will create with net 65. We will create our own. That means payment due after payment due in 65 days. That means 65 days you can do the payments. Okay. Within 65, whatever may be the date, you can do the payment. So the definition here, installment is like you are giving a days, number of days is 60. So how much due? 100% you have to pay. Sorry, it's a 65. So at the end of the 65 day, you have to 100% due. 100% you have to pay. Okay. So and also we have one more concept we have for a discount. They have a different discount layer here. So if I say I'm giving a 1% discount, I'm giving a 5% discount. Okay, if you pay my payment within 20 days. Okay, I'm giving a 2% discount if you pay within 30 days. Totally you can pay within 65 days. Under 65 days, if you make any payment, you will get a 5% discount. Within 20 days, if you are paying it, you will get a 5% discount. If you are paying within 30 days, you will get a 2% discount. That is the use of this discount fee. Okay. And one more thing is like we have to do the set assignment. I told you, right? Payment term is like payment term. Either you can assign to only for your particular payment serve. It's like particular business unit account. You can create your own reference set. Else you can assign to the common set. If you are assigning to the common set, whoever using the common set, they are able to access this payment term. Okay. See, I am assigning to the common. So common set assigning. So over the user. Okay, they will have access for my net 65. Okay, so this is the use of the permanent term. Okay, so if you are checking here in the workbench, you are able to see here the permanent term will be there, right? In create invoice page, you are able to see the permanent term, right? So here it will reflect it. Whatever the permanent term you are choosing it, here it will reflect. Okay. So that is the use of the permanent term. Manage procurement agent is not required. So we'll go for the manage common options for the payables and procurements. That means, so default account will be there. So I have created them as business unit. For the business unit, so what are the account you are assigning it? Okay, that is the use for this manage common option for the payables and procurements. Default setup. That means the default setup for your business unit. So here for this business unit, these are all default. I have defined it already. Okay, that means the liability. What is mean by liability?
Liability.
It means I have to liable to pay. This 1,000 rupees I have liable to pay to you. That is the use of this liable account. Prepayment means any idea what is mean by prepayment?
Before payment time.
And that means before buying a goods also you are paying 100 rupees. You are saying keep it 100 with you. Okay. After that's right. After buying it, that if that amount is 1,000 rupees, you can minus this 100 rupees and only your 900 you have to pay. Okay, that is the use of this prepayment. This conversion, so only these two are the mandatory field. So this conversion rate and the conversion variance law. That means if I'm in India, okay. So if I'm buying in US currency, that means for India to US, there will be on conversion rate right today. If it is there is a for 1 rupee or 1 US is equal to $1 equal to 72 rupees. Make it as a 72 rupees. Tomorrow the 72 go to 75 also. The 75 go to 80 also. Sometimes it will come to 69 also. Okay. So if it is an increase, it's for gain for us. That means you have to pay 72 so $1. Okay. That means 72 rupees you are paying. $1 you are paying. That means 72 rupees for India. Okay. if tomorrow if go to 75 expense 80, so the 8 rupees there is a gain, right? That it will save it in this conversion rate variance gain. If it is go to 68, the loss, there will be a loss, right? Minimum loss. That loss will save it in this account. There is a separate account for the, because we are choosing to this account, right? So whatever may be the conversion gain, it will save it to this account. Whatever the loss we have, it will save it in this account. So here we have a discount account. We given the payment terms, we have given a discount, right? So whatever may be the discount, those discount amount will go into this account. 77600. Okay, you got it. So and one more thing is there is a liability account expense. That is the currency involvement.
Expense or Payables?
No, sorry.
Expense, Payables,
It's expense account. Everything we have a separate account. If you are going to any of the organization, expense you will have a separate account. Suspense account we have a separate account. Revenue we have a separate account. And the asset we have a separate account, right? So asset, if you are checking, one more thing I forgot to tell you. Here's the liability, right? So if you are checking here, it will start with 2. I told you, right, beginning of the GL class. If it is the asset, it will start with 1. If it is a liability, it will start with 2. If it is a owner equity, it will start with 3. If it is a revenue account, it will start with 4. If it is an expense account, it start with 5. Okay.
That is
It's from Oracle defined one. So for this business unit, this and all, it's like a defaulted one. Okay. So the conversion rate type, I told you, right? Conversion, instead of USD India, I'm paying in USD. That means this corporate, I'm using it. If you want to choose for some other thing, you can either it's like a user or maximum. There, if you have defined the rate, always go with this corporate one. Okay, that means there will be a daily, they will be checking for what is the gain of last month. That means what is the change. So daily they will review the import for this corporate one. Okay, so today if it is a 78 rupees, tomorrow it's a 79. So daily we will get the feeds to our Oracle. Okay, that is the use of this conversion rate. Let me just cancel it. Let us go and check for that invoice option. What is there in the invoice option? This and all, let me explain you once I have when I'm creating invoice. Okay, let me just create an invoice here. So if you're checking here, you're able to see invoice currency here, right? So here you are able to see the per month term as an immediate. Okay, this is for your USBU one. Okay, let us try to just create an invoice. See, I am using a US1 BU, right? So I'm just giving a US1 BU. See, if you are checking here, it got immediate. Here you got a USD currency, right? So now what I'm doing is from immediate to I'm changing to net 30, and also the currency from USD I'm changing to GBP. Okay, so let click save and close. This is for US1 BU, right? Let us check now. Let us cancel it and we can create one more. Create invoice. Ours is US1 BU, right? So let us check and what exactly it is there. See, it got changed to GBP and it got changed to the net 30. So it's default from your setups. Whatever you are defining here in invoice option, right? You are getting it here. That value you are getting it here. It's a default to here. And I told you the PO, right? There is a PO purchase order, non-PO purchase order. If there is a PO purchase order, PO invoice, there should be a PO. Check it for advanced start with is not blank. Supplier is not blank. Let us search it. Let me check, is there any? So we have many PO. Let us click on OK. For that purchase order, I am creating an invoice. That means there will be a default supplier and we can see automatically everything is like a defaulter. Supplier name is also came and the supplier site also came. So legal entity and the per month term, everything is defaulted. For this PO, we are creating an invoice. So you got it, right? There is a difference between the identifying a PO. I didn't save it. That's the reason it's not allowing it. Let me save it tomorrow class. So you're able to see what exactly the difference between these two, right?
Yes.
So let me change it to USD dollar. Let me change it to immediate. Close. So let us stop here. Okay.